Just how scary is the Golden State Warriors' young core? Since Klay Thompson's fairly dramatic return in January, Golden State Warriors supporters haven't had much to cheer about. The young core, though, is the reason to remain positive despite the recent adversity. The front office's decision to keep so many trade chips over the past 2 years in favor of attempting to combine young talent with established superstars is still a daring one. Hello everyone and welcome back to NBA Reloaded. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates about NBA news, players, and their lifestyle. With that being said, let's get started. Although it's too soon to tell whether this daring move will pay off, Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga are doing as well as rookies. Most rookies have either reached their stride or the dreaded rookie wall at this stage in the season. It hasn't been the former for Moody and Kuminga. How do teams use a young core? And how it's a risk to use young core? And what are the main advantages? Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, two rookies for the Golden State Warriors, have put on some standout performances. In the Warriors' history, Moody became the first youngster to score 30 points against the Denver Nuggets. In a career-high performance, the 19-year-old shot 10 out of 23 shots from the field and has been shooting 49.1% from outside the arc since January 25. They not only defeated the Raptors 95-87, but they also looked fantastic doing it. Despite taking a break for several months, the Warriors' dazzling pass-happy, net-splashing attack appears to have resumed where it left off. At the conclusion of the second quarter, Klay Thompson was open and Steph Curry made a spectacular behind-the-back pass to him for a three-pointer. Instead of making a layup, Thompson notices Draymond Green down low and fired a pass his way. Instead, Green hit Curry for an even more open three-pointer, which for Curry is the equivalent of a layup after spotting him running to the corner. Andre Iguodala was watching from the sidelines, and before the shot even went in, Curry turned to him and gave him a high five. Then there was Kuminga, whose high-flying abilities around the rim on both ends of the court have made him a nightly staple on SportsCenter. Kuminga is already developing into a strong defender with exceptional on- and off-ball skills. Kuminga uses a variety of movements to attack the basket when on offense. One of many impressive attacks he has demonstrated recently was his two-hand reverse slam against LA. James Wiseman has been giving the go-ahead to play for the Santa Cruz Warriors in the meantime. The second overall choice from last year still has a lot to prove before becoming an interesting prospect though. The Warriors haven't quite found their groove yet, but the team should be happy with the recent performances of this young core. Over the past 15 years, the Warriors have done a fantastic job selecting and molding players into what they need to succeed. They have continued to expand and develop a strong foundation for the future, thus this is not halted during the past few seasons. Except for the previous 2 seasons, the lottery picks have now halted. Jordan Poole and Kevin Looney were selected late in the first round. Despite having just won their 4th NBA championship in the last 8 years, the Golden State Warriors are far from finished with winning. They boast one of the strongest young cores in the game, including some of the NBA's most underappreciated rising players, despite winning a title this year. At 23 years old, Jordan Poole is the star of the show. He scored a ton of points for a championship team and still has plenty of room to develop. Poole occasionally resembles a younger Stephen Curry and is beginning to exhibit the subtle qualities that distinguish Curry from the rest. At 21 years old, James Wiseman is another member of their youthful core. He battled to recover from a torn meniscus and missed the majority of his first 2 professional seasons, but during the brief time he did play, he displayed all the makings of an all-star. During his extended time off, he has also put on some muscle. Jonathan Kuminga, who is 20 years old, is the second youngest NBA champion in history and the youngest player to ever start off in a playoff game. His rookie season has been compared to that of Giannis Antetokounmpo or Kawhi Leonard. Moses Moody, who is 20 years old, has also played games where he was unstoppable, breaking the franchise record for the youngest player to score 30 points in a game. During the postseason, Moody also received some quality playing time. The Golden State Warriors selected Patrick Baldwin Jr., one of the best recruits out of high school, who was injured during his college season, with the 28th overall pick in this year's NBA draft. If he realizes his potential, he could still be the best player selected. Ryan Rollins, an outstanding scoring combo guard with great potential to develop into a special player, was also chosen by the Warriors. In the NCAA, there weren't many guys who could stop him one-on-one. It's incredible to realize how talented this youthful core is, especially given that this club recently won a championship under the leadership of a 34-year-old great. Even stranger still is the fact that each of them has a playing style that perfectly complements the others. Rare synergy like this creates dynasties. The Warriors have demonstrated that they place a high priority on player development by investing in developmental coaches, and we have seen players progress while wearing the blue and gold. Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, the original 3 members of this championship core, have all expressed interest in assisting the younger players in becoming stars as well. Curry's willingness to come off the bench and the first round for Poole, who had a strong series against the Denver Nuggets, supported the notion that he was a selfless superstar. The Warriors' 2016 signing of future Hall of Famer Kevin Durant even forced all 3 of their original superstars to play a smaller role to win. This youthful core is capable of winning games and gaining postseason experience at the same time, and they have all the leadership they need to realize their full potential. If the Warriors are fortunate, they might be headed for numerous additional parades down Market Street. Jordan Poole has demonstrated his abilities before. The group's most experienced member is him. Poole is unlikely to make any further strides in his growth, but he will probably continue to be a dependable microwave scorer for many years to come. All-star futures are still available for Jonathan Kuminga, James Wiseman, and Moses Moody. Kuminga is in the lead, but Moody or Wiseman may move up the leaderboard. I'll go into more detail about how each member of the young core can inspire the Warriors to greater heights by realizing their full potential on the following slide. The large man holding down the paint is Wiseman. At his best, Wiseman might develop into a contemporary Chris Bosh with the ability to defend the rim and create space on the floor. Kuminga is a freak athlete who reminds everyone of Kawhi Leonard or Paul George with his fluid handle and elegance near the hoop. Jaylen Brown and Jimmy Butler are also reasonable comparisons for Kuminga to aim for, but to a lesser extent. Moody's potential to become a reliable 3-and-D role player is something I'd confidently wager the farm on. A man who can be relied upon to manage the ball, protect the perimeter, and roll open shots for years to come. Jordan Poole, who entered Friday averaging 16.5 points per game this season, has steadily grown to the point where he is now a crucial source of offense for head coach Steve Kerr. Off the bench, Damian Lee has provided immediate offense, an athlete who has been a spark plug in Gary Payton II. Lottery picks for rookies Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga play supporting roles in the rotation. Considering Kuminga's ability to get inside off the dribble and Moody's shooting proclivities, they are also intruding wing perimeter potential. The aforementioned players are 22, 29, 28, 19, and 19 years old. Most of these guys, if not all of them, can only get better. Balvin is more of a mixed bag because we haven't seen him play in the NBA yet, but his size as a 6'9" wing allows him to play in any lineup you can think of. The Dubs have a young core that can eventually do it all thanks to this group of guards, wings, and a floor spacing center. The Warriors roster is a well-oiled machine that has not yet realized all of its potential. Yes, this is the same squad for the Western Conference that has won 13 of its first 15 games. The Warriors essentially kept their entire roster together, and it appears that this consistency is benefiting them already. The remainder of the Western Conference will need to catch up. So what do you think about this? Does every team need a young core? And why teams should have a young core? Well, this brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed watching it, do like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insightful content from us. We'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.